Welcome back to my series, Dance Moms Uncovered. Last year, I made a video analysing Abby's relationships with the moms. Well, there has been a lot of drama between Abby and some of her former dance students as well. Keep in mind that relationships are very complex, so I can only make conclusions based off the evidence and claims that the cast has made public knowledge. Because there's always more to these relationships than the producers cared to show. Feel free to share your thoughts on the following evidence. First, let's look at Abby and Kalani. When Abby and Kalani first met during season 2 of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, Abby was very quickly impressed with her dancing. Abby was constantly praising Kalani, and she even used her callback card to bring her back to the show after she was sent home. Abby has also admitted that she told the Joffrey Ballet guest judge to watch Kalani because she was a winner. Kalani actually ended up getting a scholarship, despite not being the winner for that season. After the show finished, Abby invited Kira and Kalani to join Dance Moms for season 4. For the most part, Abby and Kalani had a very close relationship. Kira has said that although she hates the show, Kalani loves it and loves being trained by Abby. The real turning point in their relationship seemed to occur in season 7, when the Irreplaceables left the ALDC. While the show usually plays up the drama for the show, it seems like there were actually lots of hurt feelings involved. Both Cheryl Burke and Laurianne Gibson, who worked with the Irreplaceables, have stated publicly that Abby had traumatised them and ruined their confidence.
What they didn't tell you is that the kids were really traumatized. And the things that they couldn't show. And some of it was, I was gagging. She said, what to you, little black girl? Oh, no.
According to Kendall in a live stream, Abby insulted them and said that she was done teaching the Irreplaceables.
Abby didn't want to join us. She didn't want to teach us. She was over us. She called us old and washed up. And slugs and fat. So we didn't want to work with that anymore.
Not too long after this separation, it seems like Kalani cut contact with Abby. Abby has mentioned herself that although she fought really hard for her on Dance Moms and AUDC, Kalani won't speak to her anymore. Lastly, when she was featured on a billboard for Prom Girl on Santa Monica Boulevard, Kalani shared it excitedly to Instagram. However, Abby shaded her, saying that she had been on a billboard before and that it was no big deal. Next, let's explore Abby and Chloe's relationship. Abby and Chloe had a dysfunctional relationship from the very onset of the show. Christy fought with Abby relentlessly, and as a result, Chloe was treated very, very poorly by Abby. According to Christy, before the show began, Abby would only teach Chloe for 45 minutes a week, so they didn't realise how mean Abby could be. A lot of Abby's issues with Chloe seem to be a result of the fact that Abby dislikes her family. Even by the time season 2 rolled around, Abby had already publicly mentioned that she disliked Chloe's family. She also added with a smile that since Christy and Chloe were locked in a contract with the producers, she could say anything she wanted to them and they couldn't leave.
And we didn't see Abby as much as we did once the show started filming.
Like 45 minutes
we saw her
a week.
45 minutes a week.
If I can't throw them out, they can't quit.
Right.
So no matter what I say to them, they can't quit. So I just go for it.
Are you talking
But
about...
there's a real place.
No,
it's coming from a real place.
You're talking about Kathy?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Christy.
Oh, okay.
When Abby was asked why she treated Chloe poorly, her reply was that Chloe used to be a model student, but then money changed the Lukasiaks. Abby has also been outspoken in saying that she doesn't like the way Chloe is being raised by her parents, and that making money became more important to them than her dance training.
What do you have against Chloe?
Funny you should ask. I don't like the way she's being raised by her parents. I think it's horrible. She started at my studio when she was 3. Did everything she was supposed to do, and signed every contract, and asked every bit of advice and every bit of it, like everyone's opinion and all my faculty as well as myself. But, sometimes money changes people.
With all the fights Christy and Abby have had over the years, it's no wonder why Chloe didn't trust Abby. Some of the arguments were so heated that they didn't even make it to air, such as when Abby allegedly said she would destroy Chloe, or when Abby apparently told Christy to get on her knees and pray to her. Abby didn't just have issues with Christy though. She has also called out Chloe's dad multiple times, calling him a slob.
Chloe was Junior Miss Dance of America for some organization. The dad was sitting outside the ballroom and couldn't buy the lousy $45 dinner ticket to go in and watch his child. She had to speak and perform.
What?
He sat out in the hallway for a lousy $45. He's a slob. Usually they wear suits and come and say hello,
my
how are
husband
you?
wears a suit and tie every day of his life to work. Thank you.
Maybe it would be nice for Chloe to come out on stage and have her daddy there.
Her daddy is there at times.
I've made a whole episode about the many ways that Abby excluded Chloe in season 4, which will be linked in the description box below. 3. Abby and Jojo. While Abby and Jojo are the only ones on this list who still stay in contact, and who seem to have maintained a very close relationship, their friendship had a really rough beginning, and didn't seem to take off until after Jojo reached mega stardom. Like with Kalani, Abby and Jojo first met during season 2 of Abby's Ultimate Dance competition. Jojo has been very clear that Abby really didn't like her during this time. Apparently, Abby would try and get the producers to kick Jojo off the show every episode. There was also a time where Jojo came to set wearing some rings, but Abby stole them and never gave them back because she didn't like her.
I always thought you were great at everything, sweetie, even when you were a little kid, just not...
Oh,
just
please!
Just not your feet.
Richie choreographed for me, and he told me how you tried to get me kicked off every single episode. And I want back my rings that you stole from me on AUDC. It was the second week, it was Lady Gaga week. I had 4 little bow rings. You came up, you made me put my hands, and you took them all off my fingers, and you said, they're mine now.
I did? I didn't say...
You didn't like me in the beginning.
When Jojo joined the cast of Dance Moms in season 5, Abby admitted that she never chose her. She has said that the producers forced her to put Jojo on her team, and that she would have rather had a dancer with better technique.
I didn't bring Jojo in, the producers made me have her.
Well, but...
We like her, she's fun, but
the way...
that's not... I would have had somebody with amazing feet and beautiful legs.
There were certainly times that weren't aired on the show where Abby was openly mean to Jojo, such as when she took Jojo bows from the girls attending a dance competition, muttering that the bows were not worth the high price that they were sold at. Abby has also criticised Jesselyn, saying that she let Jojo slack off and was more concerned about making Jojo a star than making her a better dancer. Since she left, Jojo's fame grew rapidly, and now she's one of the most famous and wealthy Gen Z celebrities ever. She seems very appreciative of everything Dance Moms has done for her, and had nothing but positive things to say about her experience. After Abby was released from prison and fought against cancer in 2018, Jojo visited Abby in hospital with her mum. Since then, they have made several videos together, including Abby teaching Jojo how to drive and giving her a private dance lesson. Jojo also decided to return for an episode of season 8, where the new cast recreated some of her iconic solos. During this week, Abby admitted that she never thought she would do a Jojo tribute week.
Did you ever think you would be doing a JoJo tribute week?
No.
Following her appearance on the show, Jojo invited the season 8 cast to perform alongside her at her concert. Abby is now very close to the Seawers. After all, she spent Thanksgiving and Christmas at their house. Despite her early resentment towards Jojo, Abby has changed her tune, calling her a hard worker and applauding her for hitting the children's market at the right time. She also said that Jojo was smart for trying to make as much money as possible while she's still young. However, this is contrary to the way she criticised Chloe for doing the same thing. Case number 4, Abby and Mackenzie. Abby and Mackenzie used to have a very special relationship. Abby had a soft spot for Mackenzie, and they both made each other cry in a good way. Abby even referred to Mackenzie as her daughter in the season 3 Nationals episode.
No.
Coaching while at competition?
Yes, I'm coaching my daughter.
You're coaching your daughter? I share my daughters with her.
So let's look at what happened, because this is certainly not the case anymore. Last New Year's Eve, Abby complained on an Instagram story that she personally invested into Mackenzie's first music video, and yet received none of the profits. She also claimed that she helped Mackenzie produce her video for Christmas all year long, while Melissa was out of state. In 2017, just 12 days after Abby wished Mackenzie a happy birthday on Instagram, their relationship was completely changed. On this day, Mackenzie was sued by Kismet Music, who produced all the music she made under the name Mackenzie. She was sued because she allegedly didn't fulfill her contractual obligations, and she worked with an outside producer when she recorded the song Day and Night with Johnny Orlando. She and Melissa got Abby involved in it by claiming that she pressured them into signing the contract in the first place, and that they were promised more than they actually received. According to Abby, Melissa sent her husband Greg to go to court, and he wasn't really aware of what was going on. While Abby was in prison, she, or someone representing her, wrote a tweet asking if justice sells vapes. This occurred right after footage of Mackenzie vaping surfaced online, and also while Mackenzie was a brand ambassador for the clothing company Justice. Abby also publicly stated that she disapproves of some of her students' immodest pictures.
I'm very modest, and I like my students to be sweet and nice and really wholesome. Right. So some of the pictures they put out, I don't approve, but I'm not with them anymore. Like, they've all disowned me.
While she could certainly be referring to other students too, Mackenzie is one of the former Dance Mum stars who receives the most criticism for her risque posts on social media. In a podcast interview, Mackenzie said that she thought Abby's obsession with Maddie was weird. So let's explore our last relationship, Abby and Maddie. When she was on the show, Abby considered Maddie to be her favourite. She would fight for her to do the solos each week and praise her endlessly on social media. The Zieglers also defended Abby staunchly in public. Melissa has even suggested that Abby was forced to yell at the girls by the producers, and that she didn't want to do it anymore.
I heard her screaming on the phone and said to someone, it was probably a producer, it just seemed that she goes, I'm sick of yelling at these kids, I just don't want to do it anymore. And she was like crying and saying it, and she has a big heart.
At a meet and greet in Ireland, Abby gushed about Maddie and about how hard-working she was compared to the Lukasiaks and the Highlands. What I find interesting are the humongous expectations she has for kids doing an extracurricular activity, and I guess she admires Maddie for living up to these expectations. On the 28th of July 2016, Abby used Maddie's image to promote a silks class, telling everyone that Maddie would be at the ALDC LA to teach it. This happened to be the same day that Maddie and Mackenzie were scheduled to go to the Teen Choice Awards pre-party, and so she never showed up. Apparently, people felt misled and ripped off when Maddie wasn't there. People have speculated that Melissa got lawyers involved because Abby's promotions were damaging Maddie's professional reputation. This would explain the sudden deterioration in their relationship, and also why Abby couldn't use their names anymore. At first, Abby seemed quite sad about the way her relationship with Maddie ended. She admitted in an interview that she wishes she was still part of Maddie's life.
So now I wish I was still involved in Maddie's life, because I feel like I wanted her success as much as possible. Like, I wanted her to be a star, and I knew that she had that potential from a very young age.
She also continued to post about how she loved Maddie on social media, even as late as during January of 2017. However, this sadness quickly turned to anger. Recently, Abby has been calling Maddie out on social media, where she has made fun of Maddie's sickled feet in an image from when she was a toddler, as well as mocking her for the way her feet were positioned in a recent photograph. Maddie posted a tweet, in a now deleted post, where she said that it's a shame when people can't stop talking about you. As you can see, the drama that happened both on and off the show has had a severe impact on the relationships between Abby and her dancers. While we don't necessarily know everything that happened between them, even the situations we do know about make the cut-off relationships understandable. So what do you guys think? Do you think that it's understandable for these cast members to stop talking to Abby? Or do you think they should show more appreciation for her training? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!